Do you ever feel like you're stuck in a rut at work? Like you're not really making a difference and you're just going through the motions? If so, you're not alone. Millions of millennials and Gen Z workers are feeling the same way. The future of work is changing rapidly, and traditional career paths are no longer as stable as they used to be. This is leading to a lot of uncertainty and anxiety for young workers. They're not sure what they want to do with their lives, and they're worried about their future. Some millennials and Gen Z workers are choosing to quietly quit their jobs and hope for something better. They're tired of feeling stuck and unfulfilled, and they're willing to take a risk in order to find a career that they're passionate about. Others are choosing to take a more proactive approach. They're investing in their education, starting their own businesses, or freelancing. They're not waiting for the traditional career path to come to them. They're creating their own opportunities. But first, what is quiet quitting? It's a modern phrase that describes the behavior of employees, particularly among millennials and Gen Z, who choose to stay in their jobs but disengage from giving their full effort. It's a silent rebellion against feeling exploited in work environments where they feel undervalued and overworked. Instead of submitting an actual resignation letter, quiet quitters choose to merely fulfill the minimum requirements of their job roles while diverting their passion and commitment elsewhere. According to resumebuilder.com, almost 21% of working Americans self-identify as quiet quitters. Many see it as a self-preservation strategy to avoid burnout or prioritize personal care above corporate demands. A significant fact reinforces this trend. The younger generation seeks more than just a paycheck. They yearn for purposeful roles that offer space for personal growth while preserving work-lifestyle balance. This quest has only intensified with the pandemic changing traditional workplace norms drastically.
I think like anybody, it was a bit of an adjustment. Working from home, you have the opportunity to concentrate and be more focused in a way that you naturally can't in an office,
leading to even higher job expectations among these workers. In the evolving job market, there's a stark contrast between what used to be and what currently is the reality of being working class today. The rise of quiet quitting among millennials and Gen Z exposes core issues at play. Over 20% of Americans are partaking in this trend where they perform their duties just well enough not to get fired but lack engagement or dedication, more like disengagement in motion. For both millennials and Gen Z, born right into the digital age, the career disillusionment is palpable as traditional job models seem less appealing. An anti-traditional career mindset encompasses prioritizing work-life integration over mere survival mode. The pressure to conform to societal norms can be overwhelming. Rather than simply giving up, young professionals are actively searching for alternative paths to find career fulfillment and maintain their mental health. In today's fast-paced world, it's important to recognize the generation gap and the different societal contracts that shape work attitudes. While older generations may question the work ethic of millennials and Gen Z, research suggests there is little evidence to support significant generational differences in workplace preferences. Instead, there's becoming a shift in priorities, an emphasis on work-life balance and personal fulfillment. It's not about laziness or giving up. It's about understanding that success looks different for each individual. We all have universal needs for autonomy and connection in the workplace, regardless of age or generation. Contrary to popular belief, there are more similarities than differences when it comes to how different generations think about work. Baby boomers, Gen X, and millennials may have cultural distinctions, but still share a desire for purposeful work and a sense of fulfillment. In today's fast-paced and demanding work environment, many millennials find themselves stuck between a rock and a hard place. The pressure to constantly perform at the highest level while juggling multiple responsibilities can quickly take a toll on their mental health. That's where quiet quitting comes in. As the demands of work grow louder and more relentless,
you're hired, and you can work here as long as you want.
It's no wonder that millennials are choosing to protect their sanity by opting for quiet quitting strategies. Rather than burning out from trying to do it all, they're taking steps back and reevaluating what truly matters in life. Millennials and Gen Z are not settling for the traditional 9-to-5 job. No matter what path they choose, they are always looking for ways to learn and grow. They invest in courses, workshops, and seminars that enhance their skills and knowledge. This self-guided approach allows them to tailor their learning experiences based on their unique goals and interests. Millennials and Gen Z are a generation of dreamers. They are not afraid to challenge the status quo and create new possibilities. They are the future of the workforce, and they are shaping the way of work. In fact, a survey by Deloitte found that a staggering 76% of millennials feel this way.
Like that. In this 38-page survey by Deloitte, it found that almost half of Gen Z is experiencing stress in the workplace all or most of the time, compared to 39% of millennials who felt the same way.
They believe that work should fit around their lifestyle, not the other way around. This shift in mindset reflects a growing rebellion against hustle culture and its obsession with constant grinding. Instead, millennials are searching for meaningful work that aligns with their values and allows them to pursue personal growth outside of traditional career paths. By embracing this desire for autonomy, they are reshaping the future of work into something more flexible, balanced, and fulfilling, not just for themselves, but also for generations to come. Work should be a place where employees feel valued and appreciated for all their hard work. Unfortunately, for many millennials and Gen Z, the reality is quite different. Feeling undervalued and overworked has become all too common in today's working world. A recent survey found that pay is the number one reason why young workers feel this way, as financial stress weighs heavily on their minds. This sense of being unappreciated and overwhelmed can lead to disengagement and eventually to quiet quitting. Finding ways to address employee dissatisfaction and provide a better work-life balance is crucial to retaining talented young workers who are seeking more than just a paycheck. Millennials and Gen Z are facing the burden of unrealistic expectations from their employers, which has become a major driver behind the quiet quitting trend. Many young professionals find themselves caught in an endless cycle of demanding workloads, tight deadlines, and unattainable goals set by their superiors. This constant pressure leaves them feeling overwhelmed and undervalued, leading to a loss of motivation and ultimately choosing to leave their jobs silently. The future of work must address these high expectations imposed on employees, taking into consideration the need for work-life balance and fair treatment in order to retain top talent among millennials and Gen Z workers. Many people assume that quitting a job is an easy way out, especially for millennials and Gen Z who are known for their desire for instant gratification. It's not about giving up, it's about seeking work that provides meaning and fulfillment while also allowing for a healthy work-life balance. Ariana Huffington, a renowned writer and entrepreneur, described quiet quitting as a step toward quitting on life. This highlights the importance of finding purpose in work. Many millennials and Gen Z are facing unprecedented challenges in today's job market, including job dissatisfaction, unrealistic expectations from employers, and feeling undervalued and overworked. Paychecks don't hold an appeal if one has to live paycheck to paycheck consistently, leading many young workers towards a quiet revolt against long-standing norms around employment. This reprioritization marks a significant shift, redefining work dynamics for these generations as they seek meaningful employment above everything else. The pandemic ushered in an era of upheaval, dramatically reshaping job attitudes among millennials and Gen Z. This period of crisis revealed deep-seated issues in traditional work structures, fueling younger generations' growing disillusionment with the status quo. It's not just about navigating Zoom meetings or mastering remote work technology. It's also about reevaluating what truly matters when it comes to their careers. At the heart of this shift is a keen awareness that work-life balance is not merely an alluring concept, but a necessity for overall well-being. The sudden disruption caused by the pandemic forced many to recalibrate their priorities, pushing higher compensation and improved work-life balance to the forefront of job considerations. Believe it or not, upwards of 70% of Gen Z and millennials have toyed with this idea, considering leaving current jobs that don't serve their newfound aspirations. Employers are privy to these changing tides too, feeling the nerves as they grapple with how these silent resignations could affect workforce stability long term. As millennials dance on the cusp of quiet quitting and explore uncharted career paths, some born out of necessity, others curiosity, traditional office culture undergoes its own metamorphosis, heavily influenced by these changes brought forth by the pandemic. And so begins the exploration into this evolving saga, an emblematic reflection on how pivotal moments can drastically shift societal attitudes towards something as fundamental as work. Job satisfaction plays a crucial role in overall well-being and happiness. For millennials, it seems to be a missing puzzle piece in their work lives. According to Gallup, there has been a decline in engagement and employer satisfaction among remote Gen Z and younger millennials. This is concerning because when we're not satisfied with our jobs, it can have negative effects on mental health, motivation, and productivity. The exhaustion and stress caused by insufficient income and unmanageable workloads can lead to employees quietly quitting. It's essential for employers to address this issue by creating fulfilling work environments that prioritize employee happiness and job satisfaction to prevent the trend of quiet quitting from becoming more prevalent. For many millennials, one of the main reasons behind quietly giving up on traditional work structures is the strong desire for more flexibility and autonomy. They want to break free from the rigid 9-to-5 routine and have greater control over their own lives. So what does the future of work look like for millennials and Gen Z workers? It's hard to say for sure, but one thing is certain, it's going to be different. These young workers are not going to settle for the status quo. They're going to demand more from their careers, and they're going to create new possibilities. If you're a millennial or Gen Z worker who is feeling discouraged and disengaged at work, don't give up. The future of work is yours for the taking. Thanks for watching. And if you ever wondered about the TikTok phenomenon that's supposedly ongoing with Gen Z and millennials with their bosses, make sure to check out my recent video.